government. As part of the Defence Make in India Summit organized by CNBC TV 18, a power-packed panel of industry stalwarts and policymakers evaluate the prospects and challenges in the new DPP.
Clearly, there is a lot of people engaged in defence manufacturing in our audience today. Mr. Kher, over to you. If you can give us a perspective about DPP 2016 and what has been announced and what we can expect going forward.
The basic changes that have come up in the new DPP are that a new category of Buy-and Indian IDDM has been created, which would be a game changer, because so far the indigenization of design always used to be a matter of concern for us. So there would be a lot of preference which would be given for Buy-and Indian IDDM, so that we also have indigenous design besides having only indigenous manufacturing. The other thing that has happened in the new DPP is simplification of the make procedure. The make procedure has been there in the previous DPPs, but the response of the industry was not very forthcoming. The reason was that the procedure was probably not so simplified so as to incentivize and encourage the private industry to come up in the R&D segment and to take up new developmental projects. But now there are three different categories within make that have been spelled out, and particularly government would be keen on taking up those kind of developmental projects which have ample potential for the armed forces, and will also develop the domestic capability instead of depending only on imports for those.
Mr. Chet, if you can give us some perspective from the Defence Forces point of view on DPP, the changes which have been proposed, as well as what more changes would you like to see?
As far as the defence procurement policy is concerned, the difference that has happened to the user is that from the make which was happening in India, that is manufacturing in India, we have gone now to the stage of designing and manufacturing in India. So far, when we bought an equipment or we produced an equipment which was already available, the world over, you fitted the doctrine to meet the specs of the equipment. In the design, what is happening is that when you start to design an equipment, you force the technology to fit into the doctrine. So therefore, the major fundamental change, as far as most of the users are concerned, is that you're getting into, it is the doctrine which is driving the technology to produce a product which is going to be of use to you. Number one. The second thing which is happening is that as far as the user is concerned, he wants contemporary technology, he wants it to be upgraded, and he wants sustenance of the force to take place at a later point in time based on the life cycle of the equipment. So therefore, there is going to be a compression with regards to the development process of the product. Product is going to be available in a faster time frame, and it will result in large amount of subsystems and systems being developed by the MSME sector as well as the system integrator.
Atwa, you have gone through the proposed changes in DPP 2016. One change that has been proposed, for example, is regarding offsets, basically increasing it the threshold to 2,000 crore from 300 crore. What does it mean for a foreign vendor? What does it mean for a foreign supplier?
When I was coming back, a few months after reaching my new position, I made, what we call a country strategic plan that I have presented to the group COMEX. And I did a specific slides to the new government policy and the Make in India specifically policy, because I thought at that time that this was a cornerstone of the new era in India and for India. And one of our remaining questions was, okay, the intention, the will, the vision, the power, the wish to deliver is there, but the delivery is still not there. And this year I will have to do the same exercise, and I'm very happy and very proud to be able to prepare myself to write that now we see the new government and the new policy delivering something for the nation, on which the foreign corporation like us, which are, let's say, very high technology oriented, can deliver solution, services, technology to the country.
So my question to you, all three of you, is, does DPP 2016 have elements to increase the vendor base in India?
There are 2 or 3 very welcome changes, which I would say, if you don't want to call them revolutionary, they are at least evolutionary in nature. Take, for example, very first category, which is on top priority, designed, developed and manufactured in India. Now, people like us, Mahindra Aerospace and Defense sector has 9 companies engaged in manufacturing, actually building aeroplanes, right to naval, all the 3 wings of the defense forces. We have actually designed, developed and produced aircrafts, and we sell them in 30 countries. So to people like us, it makes a wonderful, commitment from the government that we are going to promote design, develop and manufacture. Second, I would say revolutionary change mindset. That goal is make in India. Now, if you have certain sections which conflict or subsections, with that intent you have to read that this is what we wanted to do.
Let's get in Mr. Chaudhary here now. How does the Indian industry look at this kind of a thought of giving priority to design and technology when it comes to defense contracts?
We have seen some fantastic documents coming out of MOD from 2011 onwards on indigenization, and there is a defense production policy, which is a fantastic document. I won't change a comma or a full stop there. But if you come down and start looking at the implementation and the implementability, that is where the crux comes in. I mean, the problem with defense is there is a 7 years, 8 year cycle. So a problem now doesn't hit you till about 5, 6 years later.
Absolutely.
And therefore, if I go into engineering, if it is a delay cycle control system, then the outcomes can be very, very different. So how quickly and how alive we are to the problems and how quickly we address it will determine the success of this moving forward. Details are important and we will continue to focus with the details, and to solve the problems, the mindset is the key.
Mr. Kanodia, we have heard about indigenous content and how those norms will be revised upwards. We have also heard about how the offset threshold, that will be increased. What will be the impact that you would see for a company like you because of provisions which have been proposed in DPP?
So this is going to be a very, very major change as far as the policy is concerned. The most important part, which has not been talked about up till now, but I believe is going to be a game changer. Innovation and single vendor go hand in hand. There is an umbilical cord relationship between the two. If I have innovated something, then obviously you don't have it, at least for some point of time. And there was no way that even if I have innovated something for the user, accepted by the user would not be able to go ahead and procure it. Now, this has been changed or proposed to be changed in the next DPP coming in. So when you put these various elements together and you see the change, then you are promoting innovation. Innovation, SMEs go hand in hand. You are promoting a higher vendor base. So in the triangle, in the industry triangle, your base is supposed to get stronger and stronger. So this is the shift that I see here.
DPP 2016 is a game changer, and we welcome the initiative of Make in India of our Prime Minister, and it is really helping the industry. The mood is upbeat, and because of that also we are looking at major investments of almost close to 500 crores in 3 different units.